Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Gladys B, and you are here for another segment of Sisters Cafe. We know that it is Woman Crush Wednesday, my favorite day of the week. Why? Because there's so many women that are doing their thing in the world today. And our goal, my goal, is to make sure that they have a platform, that they have a space and a place to share things with you so that what? When my sister wins, I win. That's all we do it for. So I'm super excited about that. But welcome to this segment of Sisters Cafe, where we gather with our favorite cafe beverage for real talk, heartfelt moments, community support, information, education, and prayer partners. Here at the cafe, we sip on a whole lot of truth, we pour out love and stir in a lot of sisterhood. Whether you're driving to work, unwinding at home, or still in a moment for yourself, this is your time, your table, and your tribe. I'm your host, Gladys B, and this is your safe space to breathe, grow, heal, be inspired, empowered, and above all else, to be your best self. So today we have a special guest, and I'm going to tell you why she's special in a little bit. But she is an inspirational speaker, a minister, author, leadership strategist, and communications professional who empowers people to lead with purpose, embrace resilience, and create lasting impact. For more than 17 years, she has helped businesses, nonprofits, ministries, and public leaders communicate vision and drive meaningful change. She currently serves as district director for Dallas City Council District 8, where she leads initiatives that strengthen neighborhoods, build partnerships, and connect communities with opportunities. She is the founder of Elevated Media and Design Group, creator of the transformational Unbound program, and founder of Evolve Ministries. She holds a degree in graphic design and merchandising, a social entrepreneurship certificate, and is a board certified Christian counselor. She is also currently earning her executive MBA. Cafe, grab your cup and help me welcome Miss Kimberly Howard.
Hello,
Ooh.
hello.
Super excited. Hey, Kimberly.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So, do you like Kimberly or do you just like Kim?
It doesn't matter, whatever is easy for you.
So, I'm super excited to have you here. First of all, welcome to the cafe.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you so much for having me.
I wanted to tell everybody first, everybody that is watching, that is listening, that scrolled by, take a moment and share this on your platform. Share it with your friends, your family, your church folks, and all them people you don't even know that's on your feed. Go ahead and share this with them so that can they can learn while you learn. Sharing is caring. And I think
Yes,
we're
it
going to
is.
get some valuable information today. Why? Because she has valuable information and she's going to share. So I'm super excited. But I wanted to, I don't know if you remember, but I wanted to tell everybody why you are special. And you are special because, in case you don't know, you were my absolute first interviewee for Sisters
Wow.
Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
So years. I think that was in Dallas. I came out to Dallas. We stopped at we came to the library
Yes.
and I was
Uh-huh.
interviewing you for your Built for This book.
Yes.
And you were my very first. You said yes. You said yes. And I don't even know how many years ago that was. I
Oh,
really
that's
don't.
been almost probably 10 years almost or close
Wow.
to it.
We that old?
I think close to it. Yes.
Wow. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to do something for you. I'm gonna have to put your face somewhere. But you were my absolute first interview. So what first, thank you for that. Because you believed, even though we didn't know each other like that, you believed in me enough to say yes to that interview. And
Mhm.
that just started a domino effect to what we
Yes.
have today. And
Mhm.
it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yes, it
Sometimes we
is.
have to look back to see where God has brought us from.
Mhm.
Many times we are so hard on ourselves when things are not going as we think they should, or
That's
in
right.
my head I'm like, I should be international by now and this should be happening. And we're really hard on ourselves, but we don't take a
Mhm.
moment to look back and see how far we've
That's
actually
right.
come. So having you here made me do that. It made me look back, and so grateful to God, so grateful to God from where He brought me from, the way
Mhm.
the vision has carried itself. Progress is progress. It really, really is. You don't do, progress is progress. That's just how I
Yes,
have
it
to
is.
say about that. Um, but before we get into the titles, accomplishments, um, the jobs, all that. Can you tell me a little bit about who is Kimberly? And when we take off all the labels, who are you? What is your story? What brought you to this point? Who are you today?
Yes. Yes. So the first thing that comes to mind to explain who I am a woman who has and who is constantly evolving. And the reason why I say that is because there's so many things that happens in life. There's so many different avenues that we go down, and we have to continue to be able to pivot and evolve and be who God created us to be, whether that is as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as a sister, whoever or whatever hat you're wearing at that time. You have to know how to pivot because life can throw some things at you, and you have to know how to bounce back. You have to know how to go with it, and you have to know how to stand. So I am Kimberly Ann. That's how I introduce myself to people. I am Kimberly Ann because I know I am a child of God. I know that He is my provider. He is my sustainer. He is everything that I need, so that there's nothing that I cannot handle without him. So he is the head of my life, and everything else comes behind. So that's just who I am. I am a country girl. I am a people's person. I love people. I make mistakes. I'm learning in this season that those mistakes do not define me. I learn from them mistakes. I apologize. I repent. I ask God for forgiveness. I ask those who I have offended or whatever the case may be, and I move on because we cannot sit and dwell on the things that has kept us bound or tried to keep us bound. So I just love people, and most importantly, I love God, and I just love to be able to have these conversations.
You have a story, and I know we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but I kind of want to bring back the built for this,
Hmm.
because that title stuck with me so much. It just jumped out to me, but it also has stuck with me all this time. I'm
Hmm.
quick to say I'm built for this. And back then, I didn't really understand what that meant.
Hmm.
And okay, and before we get into all that, the most important thing I need to really know is what's in your cup. That's the most
What?
important question. What's
Say
in
that
your
one
cup?
more time.
What's in your cup?
Oh, and my cup is Folgers.
So, are you a coffee lover?
Yes, I am. That's how I get my day started. I don't think you want to talk to me before my first cup of coffee.
Right, right, right. And what's funny, I bought these to go cups, and it says, hold on, give me a second, not quite yet. Okay, let's go. And
Let's
I'm
go.
like, I love these cups. And then they discontinued them. So I guess I'm gonna have to make my own cup and
Yes,
go
that
ahead
will
and
be
sell
good.
that. But
And I
I
need one
love
of
that.
them when you make them.
Right. And I love that because that's how I feel. Let me get this first sip in. Wait, hold on. Let me get the half of the cup. Hold on.
Hmm.
It's just let me finish. But I feel the same way. However,
Yes.
coffee has become universal for me. The
Hmm.
morning. the afternoon, and before I go
Mhm.
to bed.
Yes,
So
same here.
yeah,
Same
it's
here.
it's
Yeah.
it's my love language.
Hmm. Same here.
So I love it. I love it. Okay, so built for this, I'm gonna tell you. I want you to tell your story about how you came to even starting the book or deciding to write that book, and what made you, what was happening in your life where you had to come to the realization that you were built for this.
Wow. So yes, the reason behind the book, honestly, was I wanted to create a devotional to where others can follow along day by day to let them know that they are built for whatever it is that they're facing. I broke the book down into three chapters: keep pressing, keep pushing, and keep praying. So each one of those chapters, they basically, I discuss different things and different people that I saw where they had to push their way through, because I know that there are times where sometimes we can't share our stories, so we need someone else to be a voice. So pretty much I was able to be a voice for all these things that my aunt, my mom, as well as a close friend of mine, that they faced. As I watched them go through these traumatic experiences, I was able to say, okay, God, even though it was hard, they were still able to stand, and I was able to stand with them, because some of these things, I talked about was from death, talked about, because my mom lost two kids, my aunt lost a child, and my close friend, she was going through some issues. So it was just something as motivation. It was something as a resource so that you could be encouraged. And each chapter or each day, I put scriptures that I held on to, and I still hold on to these scriptures, because sometimes you can't, or you don't understand what words you need to pray. But if you hold on to that scripture, you're able to say that scripture, and you're able to go back to that. So that is something, that book is very, very close to me, because it was my first one, and it was a goal that I had for myself, um, as I began to write others.
What about you? Have a testimony in itself.
Hmm.
God has brought you through, and He has kept you.
Yes.
Do you mind sharing that testimony with us?
Which
Because
one?
you've been through a traumatic. I don't know how many traumatic experiences, but I know of one. But can you share a little bit about the things that should have taken you out, that you're
Yes,
still here
yes.
to say, "Hey, I'm here and I'm built for this"?
Yeah, so there has definitely been a couple of things, and God is so good. He gets the glory. One thing was, and I'll share two. Um, a previous one was, and I think that was around the time that we met. That's why I said it's been 10 years or close to 10 years. Um, I was a victim of a drive-by shooting. So I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn how to get over fear, because we never to this day have found out who did it and why. So that was something that was very, very traumatic. And having my mom to have to relive thinking that she was going to have to lose another kid, that is something that hurt worse
Mhm.
than what I was going through. And then most recently, back in October of last year, I had a stroke. So God is good. I'm still here. He has kept me through. He has shown me that He's not done with me yet. There's still some work that He needs me to do. There's still some things that I need to get right. So, we learn that in life, and this is also going back to Built for This, there's a section called You Have to Go Through Something to Know Something. So, in order for me to be able to talk to you all today, in order for me to be able to express to you and show you all that you will, if you keep God first, you have to go through these things. It's not that it was sent to destroy you, it was sent to build you. And your pain is birthed in your purpose. So, I understand my purpose now. If you would have told me this years ago, I'm like, why? Why me? I'm not doing nothing but just trying to live, just trying to enjoy life. But God needed me to go through that, because now I'm able to share. his goodness, how he saved me. It wasn't mama, it wasn't daddy, it wasn't nobody else, it was him. So he gets the glory. And I'm just so grateful for everything that I experienced, because that is what's making me the woman today. That's what's helping me evolve and continues to be Kimberly in.
That's amazing. I I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're
Mhm.
here and able to speak to the glory and the mercy of God,
Mhm.
because everybody doesn't have that story, and that's amazing. And it does make you, it should make you say, hey, wait, hold on, I must be purposed to be here for a
Mhm.
reason. I'm going to share a quick dream with you before I ask you this question. um, but a little bit years way before I
You
met
there?
you. It's probably why the Built for This stuck out to me. But I was going through so many things. Being a single mom, raising three boys. I just, I, I can't tell you right now, other than God, how I even got through it, because I think I blacked most of it out. Woo! But anyway, I had a dream
You
um,
here?
that I was in this storm. It looked like it was a twister, so a tornado. I don't know why I was even around the tornado, but I was. And I'm walking, and this tornado begins to toss things. And I don't mean toss like slightly toss, but it started to throw things. And in the dream, I'm getting hit. I was so scared. And I remember saying, I'm
Mhm.
scared, and I'm thinking I'm about to die. And things are hitting me like wood pieces, metal pieces, branches, trees, cars, tires. They're hitting me. And I remember telling God, I'm not going to make it through this. This hurts. This hurts. I remember walking, really trying to get, I don't know why I'm going towards a tornado. Still never figured that out. But I'm telling God, this hurts. I can't do this. This hurts. And he said, look down. And I looked, and I'm tore all up. These things are uh, digging in my skin. They're
Mhm.
taking my skin off. They're bruising me. They're getting stuck inside of me. And then when he said, "Look down," I looked down, and I wasn't bleeding. I was titanium. And he said, it's not coming to kill you. It's making you strong. You're built for this.
Yes.
It's not going to break you. You can get through this because you're titanium. Yes, it's going to hurt. It's going to sting. You're going to be scared. You're going to think you
Mhm.
can't make it, but it's not going to kill you. This is not unto death. And it changed my whole world and outlook at that moment, because everything that was being thrown at me, all the things that was going on in my life, and I felt like I was overwhelmed, and I couldn't deal with it. I can't I used to say, God, this is too heavy. This is
Right.
too heavy. But I got up that morning and was like, okay, knowing it's not going to kill me helped me get through it a little bit. The next thing and the next thing and the next thing, everything that was coming my way, all the way up till today, I remind myself of that dream.
Right.
And this is how I believe faith works. If you don't go through anything, you don't know that he can bring you out. If you're
That's
not
right.
sick, you don't know that he's a complete healer. If you don't suffer lack, you don't know that he is a provider.
Mhm.
If you don't make the mistakes or make the wrong decisions, you won't know that his mercies are new every morning. So that's what I look at now, because things are still happening. It's big things happen, and I'm like, I have to remind myself, hey, hold on. He did it before,
He'll
he'll
do it.
do it again.
Yes, he will.
So for you, what was a defining season, or do you remember the moment when purpose became more than an idea? It was more of a required, courageous decision where it was like, okay, I have purpose and I'm going to go do this. Was there a defining moment that happened?
I think it was just multiple moments. because
Okay.
there are so many things that came at me and I did not understand what was going on. All I knew was from a little girl, my mom and my godmother would tell me, you have to grit your teeth and you just have to get through it. You have to just endure. You cannot allow it to knock you down and you stay there. So I think from a young girl, I just knew that I had to continually bounce back. And before I knew it, others was watching. And that's when my purpose was birthed, because not only were they bouncing back and not only were they, enduring and they were getting through, but they were also helping me to continue to not give up, because I was able to see others not giving up, other sisters, other women, other people just in my circle. They could not stop because I couldn't stop, because the enemy wants to distract you and disrupt you and knock you off course, because he know if he knocks you off, then everybody attached to you or everybody around you, then they will get weak. So we have to continue to just push our way through, press our way through. And something that I added, because the book is keep pushing, keep pressing, and keep praying. I added keep praising, because we had to praise our way through, because praise confuses the enemy. So that's when my purpose aligned with my pain, and that pain, that purpose fueled that pain so that I could be able to heal and be unbound from the things that had weighed me down, the things that have kept me, isolated, or kept me um, in a disruptive phase. So that's when it all just kind of synced, when I realized my purpose, and I realized that I cannot stop, because if I stop those that was attached to me, then they would possibly stop as well. It was bigger than me.
Absolutely. It is. And I think the definition of purpose. It's bigger than you. It's bigger
Mhm.
than what you want. It's bigger than what you see. It's bigger than just, oh, I don't feel like it today. We used to always say, you're saved for somebody else. What you
Mhm.
do is for somebody else. Our purpose
Mhm.
is for somebody else. And you're right. When we don't do what God has purposed us to do or God told us to do, yes, that affects, it's a domino effect of all
Yes.
those that's attached to you, supposed to meet you, supposed to cross your path, supposed all that for generations to come, all because you either obeyed or didn't. And
Mhm.
we have to look at it that way. Was there a season when you knew that you were effective on the outside but still evolving on the inside?
Yes, definitely. And that is why I started the program, the Unbound program, because for so many years I thought that I was fine. I thought
Mhm.
um, I was good, until one day, the same thing that I've been through, it came back, it resurfaced, and it almost took me back to where I was. You know, and that's when I realized, no, I need to stop and I need to heal from the inside, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I get so involved in work and helping everybody else and taking care of everything, that I suppress what I'm going through, or I suppress my feelings, and I just continually keep going and going and going. And you can cover up the wound, but if you don't allow the wound to get some air, it cannot heal properly. So
No,
that's where I was. And when I realized it, I was like, oh God. That's why you have to continue to renew your mind, because those things are still there. You have to heal, and you have to healing takes time, but we want it to come so fast, and it doesn't work that way. It takes time. So yes, there has been seasons where I thought I was healed. I thought that I had moved on, and everything was going so smoothly, and everything was just flowing perfectly, until that one day that thing resurfaced. It wasn't the same thing, but it was similar.
right.
Yeah. And that's when I realized, no, that little girl in me still needs to be healed. I still need to be able to, confront these issues, pray, ask God to help me, fast about these issues, go to scripture, go to people that has been through these things so that they can help me. Because also sometimes we're so used to being the helper, but sometimes we need to be helped.
And it's important to have those people in place.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us we don't have anybody to actually go to.
That's right.
So it's, to me, I'm all for therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm an advocate of therapy, even though I'm not a therapist. I'm such an advocate of therapy. Growing up, that was a no-no. You didn't go to therapy, you just went to Jesus. Actually, I got a shirt in the store that says, "On your way to therapy, talk to Jesus,"
That's good.
because you need both. You need both.
Yes, you do.
Just like, we don't say, "Oh, I'm not going to the hospital even though I'm bleeding out my neck." You gonna go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
You God has put things on this earth and people on this earth for those reasons. And you spoke about the wound not healing. When you find that something still triggers certain things, that's proof that it's not healed. True
Mm-hmm.
deliverance and true healing doesn't trigger anything. So when something still triggers you, just, check it out, because it might not be completely healed.
That's right.
And a lot of us are walking around, we call them wounded healers, where
Mm-hmm.
we're helping everybody else, but we
But
go home and need help.
mm-hmm.
And as a person who's been through, or both sides, the not healed and on the healed side, I like this side over here. The healed side
Mm-hmm.
is so much different. I
Yes, it
answer
is.
questions differently. I see the world differently. I treat people differently. I address things differently. It's so different on this side of healed. I don't know why I didn't catch this before. Like, I wish I would have been on this side of healed a long time ago,
Same
because
here.
it's
Yes.
different. It
Mm-hmm.
allows you to be happy for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to be happy for those who have even done you wrong.
That's right. You
Maybe
show
they've
up
changed it.
differently.
Right. I see it
Mm-hmm.
differently. We had one of my biggest things is, had a horrible failed relationship that was like catastrophic. And after I got married, so I got married 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what it was. I was so happy for everybody in the whole wide world. Like, and somebody said, "Well, so and so got married. Aren't you gonna tell his wife that blah blah blah?" I'm like, "A, no, that's none of my business. But B, everybody deserves happiness. Like,
Yes.
this could be that person's happy point. I don't feel nothing." And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, "Y'all need deliverance. Like, y'all need to be healed." Because I believe that's what God will put you in a position to where the things that happen don't trigger you.
That's
It
right.
doesn't harm you. It doesn't create anything but joy.
That's right.
And I'm like, I love it. I love it. It's even when I found out what true forgiveness was. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
God, He funny to me sometimes, and I know I'm a little slow. So He deals with me a little differently, because I don't catch things. Like, I don't just be getting revelations out the blue and stuff. It takes me a minute, a long.
Mm-hmm.
But I also had another, I need to write a book about these catastrophic relationships. But I've named them all hurricanes, different hurricanes. But this particular one is called Hurricane Katrina, because he was the worst. And about 3 years after the relationship was over, that person came back in town and knocked on my door. And I mean, that relationship was horrible, horrible. Well, the ending of it, the whole thing was horrible. Anyway, I opened the door and I was like, "What? You in town?" Like, excited.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and got something to eat. We went to the movies. And I was like, this was so much fun. And I remember going back home. He went his separate way. I went my separate way. I remember closing my door, locking my door, and sitting on the couch. And I heard, that's what deliverance looks like.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't think about not one time the crying or the trauma or
Right.
what happened or what he did or none of that. Even I didn't even think about it. So that's what forgiveness, because we think
Yes, it
we
is.
be forgiven and we don't.
We
We
don't.
don't. I'm not saying forget. I ain't saying forget nothing, but forgiving is necessary if you
Yes,
want
it
to
is.
be forgiven. And we need to look at it that way. Sometimes I ain't forgiving them. They did blah, 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 like we doing them a favor by forgiving them, but it ain't for them. It's for us.
That's so true.
Unforgiveness creates like a black hole somewhere in your heart. It can
Mm-hmm.
make you sick. It makes your days horrible. It's just like this black cloud around you all day. That's what it's messing with you,
Yes, it
not
is.
them.
Because they're
Have you
going
ever
on.
had a situation, which I'm sure you did, your situation, your drive-by experience to this day, not knowing who, why, when, what, or for what, you had to be able to forgive them without even
Right.
knowing who they are.
Right.
And at some point, because that had to carry around with you for a while, like, wait, hold on. I wasn't even doing nothing.
Right.
I'm in the car minding my business. I don't even know you. So it's
Right.
like, how did you in that journey forgive or let that go or release it?
I'll tell you the truth. Um, it happened instantly. And the reason why it happened instantly is because I wanted to live so bad. There were so many things. I wanted to be there for my kids. I wanted to be there for my family. I wanted to be there for others. I still knew that there was things that I need to do that I did not have time to walk around with bitterness and unforgiveness and things of that nature. I knew, and I told God at that very moment that it happened, that if I can't not walk or anything, I choose you. I ask you for forgiveness and I will trust you in this process. So, not knowing what was going on in that very moment, I just knew that I had to lean on Him. So, I couldn't worry about what happened because God already has that taken care of. Scripture
Okay.
say He goes before you. So, He went before me and I pray for them or whoever or whatever it was, I pray for them because they know not what they doing.
Mm.
And I know that God has me just like He has them. There are so many times people have asked me, how can you not be bitter? How can you not? Because I have a life to live, because I have to do the right thing, and I will not allow that to keep me bound. I will not allow it. If that's the case, I should have just, He should just let it took me out, you know?
Mm.
If I
Right.
was going to walk around upset and mad and not being able to trust people, I should have just, but that night should have been the end, but it was not. It was the beginning.
Wow.
So that's why I chose forgiveness because I wanted to live and I wanted to live the right way. Now, going before that happened, I probably would not have. But sometimes people learn, some people don't learn when traumatic things happen. I was one of the ones to realize I don't want to walk around with this heaviness because there's too much work for me to do. God still has something for me to do. And I just, again, I thank Him. And it's hard because the enemy, he'll try to get you to make you feel fearful, not being able to trust. Now, I did deal with that part a lot because it's like I can't trust you. I can't trust anyone because I don't know. So that is something that I had to deal with. But also through God, He has allowed me and He shows me through discernment. He shows me, you know, first of all, put your trust in me, but also know that I am your provider. And God is just good. Everything that we need is within Him, and He's good.
Wow, he is good. He is good. So we're going to shift gears just a little bit because I think I've used up most of my time. But
Mhm.
you worked across business, ministry, nonprofit leadership, and public service. Is there any common thread that connects those assignments?
Yes, and I said it
Okay.
in the beginning. People, all of that is connected by people and being able to know how to treat people, being able to know how to pivot, because each thing, whether it's in leadership, ministry, in the social sector, in the private sector, whatever, you have to understand people, and people just want to be heard. They want to be listened to. They want to be able to relate to you. So that is the connector. It is this people.
Okay. So for the, as women, and I'm sure men too, but I can only speak to women, um, we tend to wear several thousand hats at the same
Mhm.
time. It's almost like we think we're gonna get a trophy for doing the most or something. I'm not really sure. And I'm saying that only because I was one of them. I'm saying was because I'm still dealing with it. I feel like the more I do, the better. Just give me more, give me more, give me more. And then I'm learning to chill out, basically. I
Mhm.
don't have to do everything at one time. But for the woman who feels pulled in several directions, how can she distinguish between her purpose from pressure, popularity, or other people's expectation? How do you know the difference? Am I doing this because I'm loyal? Am I doing this because, oh, I love them, I have to help? Or am I doing this because it's my purpose? How do we know the difference?
So for me, I know the difference, or what when I would tell somebody is you have to pray, and I have to go back to prayer and discernment for everything that I do, because I tried to do it without prayer and it didn't work. I've tried to do it Kimberly's way, it didn't work. But you have to be able to pray, and you have to ask God to show you what it is that you need to be doing, because a lot of things that we're doing, talking to myself, is not what we need to be doing. Sometimes we're taking on other people's problems, and that is not our problem. So we have
Mhm.
to learn, and that comes with wisdom, that comes with, just time. You learn that certain things are not meant for us to carry. Certain things are your passion. Certain things are your purpose, because that's totally two separate things.
Right.
Certain things are your obligations. Certain things are your duties. Knowing how to prioritize, knowing what your capacity is,
Mhm.
that's what's going to help you determine what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and that's also going to help you be able to be balanced and keep you in a place to where you're not stressed, where you're not trying to do too many things, because once we start doing too many things, something is going to get lacked. We're not going to give all that attention, and all the uh the time that we need to give to that particular thing.
Right. And we know it. I think I think deep down we know it. We can feel the unbalance, the
Hmm.
struggle of doing everything or saying yes. I did a show about the symptoms of yes, and it talked about what happens when you're saying yes, 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 yes to everything. First of all, the first thing that happens is your yes to everybody else says no to you. That's the first thing that happens. Um, well, I always ask people, what does the best version of you look like? And mine was, I have to say yes to myself. So I have to say no to others so I can say yes to myself. And that's what my best version looks like, because I'm super quick to say yes to everybody only because I
Hmm.
love helping. And to me, I don't see no big deal. If I could do it, I'm gonna do it. Not a big deal,
Right.
but I didn't realize how much of the things that I need to do or God told me to do is being pushed to the side so that I can help others. So that had to stop real quick because the
Mm-hmm.
only person I'm required to please is the Lord Himself.
That's right.
And I had to realign. I'm going to say that realign, re strategize, reprioritize because He is the only one. He's the only one to die for my sins, nobody else. He's the only one I got to answer to at the end, not all these
Mm-hmm.
people pleasing people that I'm to please and make sure they love me. And I didn't know that was a thing either. I
Right.
thought me saying yes would make them love me, would make them, or them needing me means they love me. And it
Mm-hmm.
took me past 40 to realize that's not the case. A lot of
It's not.
people a lot of people have you in their circumference because of what you do. It's
Mm-hmm.
not always because they just love you. And we
That's
really
right.
need to know the difference. You spoke of Unbound, your Unbound program. Can
Mm-hmm.
you tell us what that is?
Yes. So the Unbound program is a six weeks free class virtually that we have every Monday at 8 p.m. We start back on August the 31st, which is also my birthday. And that's where we go through different techniques. I'm also a board certified Christian counselor. So that's when we talk about different techniques on how to become unbound and to heal so that we can live a purposeful life as well as so that we can continue to evolve and be who God called us to be. So that is something that this is going to be our second one. It is amazing. The women that get on there, they start and sometimes they're shy, but after those 6 weeks, they are just talking and it's a safe space and they are healing. They are continually bringing people in, and that is so amazing just to see um, us be able to come together to talk about things that has kept us bound.
Many of us, you're talking about bound, and many of us are bound unknowingly
Mm-hmm.
because we don't know what bound looks like or feels like
Mm-hmm.
because bottom line, that's how we were raised.
That's right.
You said that what it was your aunt or your grandma told you, suck it up, deal with it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we've heard put your big girl drawers on, let's move.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It is what it is, deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And we've taken that from a young age.
That's
And
right.
this is why we swallow our feelings or we ignore what hurts or we throw to the side the things that we don't feel good in or things that, we'll go to work sick as a dog because we say, hey, I got to get it done,
That's right.
not realizing that if you drop dead tomorrow, they're going to replace you tomorrow.
Yes.
But we keep going and we
Mm-hmm.
keep going, ignoring. One of the things I laugh at myself at now, which is really not funny because some things are irreversible, but I didn't even go to the doctor until my children were grown, except when I had my children. Those
Mm-hmm.
3 times I was in the hospital to have kids. Other than that, I didn't go check myself. I didn't make sure I was okay. And when they were grown, I thought, okay, well, let me go to the doctor, to see if, let me now figure out me. I didn't really think I had capacity for me with
Mm-hmm.
those three. I didn't know how to maneuver or even take care of me and take care of them.
That's right.
But when I got older, they were grown. So now I'm under a doctor's care, and it's like, oh, well, we can't do nothing about that. Oh, you just gonna have to live with that. Here's some medication. So there's a lot of things I now will have to deal with unless God says different, and I hope He
Mm-hmm.
does. But there's a lot of things I'll have to deal with because I ignored it for
Right.
so long. We're talking about 30 years of ignoring stuff where it was hurting. It
Mm-hmm.
was really hurting me. This hurted me. This was strange. Like when I found out I had diabetes, it was years before when I was like shaking profusely when I didn't eat. And I ignored it,
Right.
knowing it runs in my family. I'm like, I'll go to the doctor another day. I'll go to the doctor another day. Now
Mm-hmm.
that's something I have to live with.
Yes.
I have a chronic back pain. I should have checked that years ago, that day I fell. You know what I mean? But no, I didn't have time to go to the doctor. Shook it off. And been
That's right.
now I'm at the spine center all the time trying to figure out. But guess what? There's nothing they can do. So one, people of the cafe, go get checked up. Go
Mm-hmm.
get a checkup. Go do your
Yes.
mammograms. Do your blood work.
Yes.
Check everything. Do your once a year wellness checks where they just go through all things.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest things was the mammogram. I finally went way later in life. I get they say 40, but I went way later and they were like, well, we have to wait a year because we don't have anything to compare it to. What if
Mm-hmm.
something was wrong?
That's right.
And they couldn't even tell because
Good.
they don't have anything to compare it to. Why? Because I couldn't find time. We pour from empty cups all the time.
Yes, we
And
do.
that's not what God intended. It
Mm-hmm.
really isn't. So I'm loving the Unbound program because unbound women are fierce women.
Yes.
Like we can rule the world for real.
Mm-hmm. We
I
can.
love it. I love the thought of it. Just that song comes to my mind. The shackles off my feet so I can
Mm-hmm.
dance.
So I can dance. That's right.
I love it. I love it because it's such a wonderful life in freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom from the trauma, triggers and traumas, and the
Yes.
unforgiveness, and the hate, the everything, childhood issues. Mommy
Mm-hmm.
did this, daddy did this.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's
Yes, it
amazing, and
is.
I love this program because you're saying here, I have the steps to freedom, and you're giving it for free.
Mm-hmm.
So that too is amazing in itself because most people would have
Yes, it is.
slapped the 29.95
Right.
uh $1,000 on that, 6
Mm-hmm.
weeks, they would have charged a lot. So that attests to how you feel about people and how you
Mm-hmm.
feel about women. Um, what made you start the Unbound? Well, I already know that. You done already said it.
Mm-hmm.
You done already said it. So I'm not
But
even
one thing I can say is
yes.
because I am about to be a first time grandma. So
What?
yes, so my why is I want to make sure that I have healed and I'm not doing the same thing that I did with my kids with my grandbaby.
Oh,
So as the women walk through the process, I also walk with them hand in hand so that I can become unbound, so that I'm not taking that same things because guess what? Parenting does not come with a handbook at
no.
all. So I wanted to make sure, or I want to ensure that when my grandbaby gets here next month,
Oh,
that I am at a state to where I am not carrying those rocks, that heaviness, that baggage along with me so that we can be a village to raise him.
breaking cycles, huh? I love it.
Mm,
I
mm,
love it. And it's funny that you mentioned that because my grandbaby was on the way when I decided to start going to therapy.
mm.
That was several before when the mom was pregnant. I was like, I don't want this to spill over into that.
That's right.
I want her to be unbound and
That's
free
right.
and know that she can do anything she wants because with
Hmm.
she could do all things. I tell her if you ask her right now, they are not allowed this day now because now I have two. They are not allowed to say I
That's
can't.
right. That's right.
That and I say nope, nope, you can't say that. Oh yeah, that's a bad word. I'm like, why? Because I can do all things through Christ.
You can do all things.
And they
That's
need
right.
to take that. I want her to, she can be the president of the United
Yes, you
States.
can.
She can be a Martian if she wanted to.
Yes, she can.
Like
That's right.
anything you want to do, baby girl, you can do it.
That's right.
And it's something about them grandbabies. It just changes your whole life. I have a 4-year-old, 2-year-old, And I have another girl on the way in November.
Oh,
And I'm,
wow.
oh,
Congratulations.
isn't that crazy? I have all boys and now I'm having all girls. So
Congratulations.
thank you. Never thought
Well, I
I
have to call you for you to give me some pointers.
absolutely just spoil them. The answer is yes to everything.
Just yes.
I actually have a mug that says my kids gave me grandma's favorite answer is yes, because that's what it is. Anything, yes, you can have it. Yes, you can do
Yes.
it. Yes, you can go there. But I go to mush. So be prepared to be mushy and just
Mm-hmm.
all that all the time. It's the best. It's the best love I've ever felt inside. And
Wow.
I feel like this is what God feels about us,
Mm-hmm.
especially when we're on the track. We finally get it together and we on the
Yeah.
road to the purpose He sent us here for.
Yes.
I can see Him just being all mushy, like that's my girl right there. You know, she finally got it. Yes, you can have that. Yes, you can have the desires of your heart. Yes, you can have that land. Yes, you can have
Yes.
whatever you want. Yes, because now we're in obedience and we're
Yeah.
aligning. But I love it. Yes, I would love to give you pointers. I actually have a Instagram. Instagram is yep, that grandma. That's what it's
I
called.
love it.
Cause I'm yeah, that's me. Everything I don't even remember I got kids no more. Everything's about grand being a grandma. But I love it and I feel super honored. I had the best grandparents in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could give them at least a little bit of what I
Yes.
got, my life is my life. Other than God, my life is what it is because of my grandparents. And yes, their words was yes. I don't
Yes.
think they've ever told me no. Not even when I got
Mm-hmm.
grown. I don't recall. Which of course kind of messed me up later because I was that lady in a relationship that felt if you told me no, that means you don't love me.
Mm-hmm. I
Like
understand that.
I had to get over it. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not completely over it. You know, I tell my husband now, I'm like, can you just not say no? Say you're gonna think about it or let's talk about it.
Let's
Or
talk.
he
Mm-hmm.
was like, no, no is no. Like, what you mean? Like, I don't understand what no means, but I'm still working on that. I do understand no is a complete sentence,
Yes.
but
And I am learning to use that as a complete sentence.
because it's necessary. It's necessary.
Yes, it is.
The book, The Best Version of Me, I don't know what chapter it is, but one of the chapters is the value of no. It's
Mhm.
necessary because people will do and keep pulling and keep taking as long as you say yes.
Yes, they will.
And it's not their fault. So you can't even be mad at them later. You said yes.
Mm-hmm.
I used to, it was a point where, and I'm going to let you go in a second. It was a point where I was saying yes so much, but then I'd be trying to hide so that person wouldn't come ask me nothing
Exactly.
else.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm mad. I'm ditching them. I'm avoiding them, and I'm starting not to like them. But
Mm-hmm.
that's not their fault. You
Right.
kept saying yes. So learn how to say no. In the book, I tell you different ways because some of us it's so hard to say no, and it is.
It
But
is.
I tell you the few ways that you can nicely say no. That's still no. So
No.
y'all go get the book if you haven't. Go get the book, The Best Version of Me. Is built for this on Amazon still?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and go get the book, Built for This. It will bless your life. Let's see how much. Ooh, I only got a few more minutes. Okay, we're gonna do some rapid fire,
Okay.
and then so this is the rule: rapid fire. I'm going to give you a sentence or ask you a question,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to answer it without thinking about it.
Okay.
No thinking. Okay. One word for your current season.
Love.
What is in your cup right now, spiritually, emotionally, or creatively?
Creative.
A truth or scripture that anchors you.
No.
All right. One leadership habit you refuse to compromise on. Oh, did you go away? No.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear
It's
me?
okay. It's okay.
You said what leadership?
One one leadership habit that you refuse to compromise on.
Micromanaging.
Okay.
That's
One
what comes
thing every woman should become unbound from.
from their previous identities.
Okay. Finish this sentence. When my sister wins, I
Also win.
I love it. I love it. So that is your rapid fire. So
Thank
for the
you.
next few, maybe take a minute. Please let us know how we can become a part of the Unbound program, where we can find all of your books, how we can stay in touch with you and connect with you in whatever ways that you have that we can stay connected with you.
Yes. So you can stay connected with me. You can find out all this information from the book, as well as follow me on social media on KimberlyAnnSpeaks.com. That has everything, more information about me. It has how to join the Unbound program. It has how you can get the book, as well as if you want to book me for speaking engagements. Whatever it is, just come on and come over to Kimberly and Speaks, because I have also a newsletter that I send out monthly about different things, a community where you get events that's going on locally, you get news from a political standpoint, as well as you get my background life. You are able to see other women and men, how they are thriving. So head over to KimberlyAnnSpeaks.com.
That's awesome. I really appreciate your time. I
Thank you.
thank you for bringing this full circle today.
Yes.
I feel really, really inspired. I'm still inspired. I'm as inspired with you as I was when I met you.
Same
Um,
here.
I love your resilience, and I
Thank you.
appreciate you sharing the wisdom, the transparency, and the heart that you brought to the table today. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
y'all, remember your voice is worth hearing, your purpose is worth pursuing, and your legacy is worth building. Do not leave this conversation unchanged. Don't be like, oh, I'm inspired, but I ain't gonna do nothing. Do not be unchanged. Do not leave the same way you came. Take that one step that you need to. Whatever you heard today that inspired you and that pricked you, act on it. Act on it. Get right with God and get on the path to obedience. Stay unbound. If you're not unbound, please go connect with Kimberly, because it's a free 6-week course. You ain't got no excuse. No excuse. But the the curriculum is there, the support is there, the people are there, and the love is there. Remember to contact me if you need me at www.sisterscafe.com. Remember to nominate your Woman Crush Wednesday. And the I Win Conference, y'all, is March 12th and 13th of
All right.
2027 here in Houston. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you again next time for another segment of Sisters Cafe. Bye. You got to wave.
Have a great one.
Okay.